you're digging through some old change on your kitchen counter. Maybe you're about to toss it in a jar or use it to buy coffee. Then there it is. An ordinary-looking 2015 Lincoln penny. You pause, no mint mark? Your heart skips a beat. Could this be the one? That tiny copper coin in your hand could be worth over $1.1 million today. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent, over $1 million. Most people let these treasures slip through their fingers every day, without knowing what they're missing. What if you're one of them? This isn't just a story about a coin. It's about discovery. About ordinary people uncovering life-changing wealth in the most unexpected places, like their pocket change. And today, I'm going to show you why this unassuming 2015 no-mint mark penny is lighting up auctions, sparking bidding wars, and catching the attention of collectors all over America. So don't blink, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to recognize the next $1 million penny, and maybe even hold one in your own hand. First, let's uncover what makes this 2015 penny so special. At a glance, it might look like every other Lincoln penny minted that year, shiny, modern, copper-plated zinc. But this one is hiding a rare secret. It lacks a mint mark. Now, normally, coins minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, but the key here is the error associated with some of these coins. A select batch of 2015 pennies were struck with die alignment issues, off-center prints, double dies, or in extremely rare cases, on the wrong planchet altogether. These errors are so subtle, even experienced collectors have to look twice. But when spotted and verified, they become pure gold, well, almost. We're talking auction prices soaring above $1.1 million for pristine specimens with high grading and verified error types. 1 cent for over $1 million? Sounds like a plot twist from a Hollywood treasure hunt, right? But it's not fiction. It's fact. Just ask the collectors who've walked away from auction rooms with 6- and 7-figure checks, all because they knew what to look for. But here's a question for you. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your change jar? Or did you just dump them into a drawer next to expired batteries and old keys? If that's you, don't worry. You're not alone. Most people ignore the pennies because they look worthless. But let me ask you this. What if the next time you checked, you found a coin that could pay off your mortgage, fund your dream vacation, or help you retire 10 years early? Now that your curiosity is fully sparked, let's talk strategy. If you suspect you've found a 2015 no-mint mark penny that could be valuable, don't clean it. Don't polish it. And whatever you do, don't spend it. The value of a rare coin is tied to its authenticity and condition. Cleaners? They destroy that. Instead, the first thing to do is get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations provide authentication, error confirmation, and assign it a grade that determines its value. Coins with rare errors in mint condition have fetched prices as high as $1.1 million at private sales and major auctions. Now here's the part most people overlook. These coins are in high demand. Wealthy collectors, museums, and numismatic investors are constantly looking for rare pieces to add to their portfolios. And the demand? It's only rising. As fewer of these error coins are discovered, prices climb. Every moment you delay could be a moment someone else cashes in. That's not fear, that's urgency. Because when it comes to treasure, only the bold win.so. The next time you're handed a penny in change, pause. Flip it. Inspect it. You could be holding your future in your palm and not even know it. What if this tiny coin is your $1 million breakthrough? What if today's video is your wake-up call? Are you going to ignore it, or lean into it? This isn't just about coins. It's about possibility. It's about you, taking control of your story, discovering hidden wealth, and living the life you dream of. And hey, don't forget, I've got more secrets just like this one. If you want to keep unlocking the vault of valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for alerts. I've got the treasure map, and together, we'll find more gold in the most unexpected places. Welcome to the world of rare coin errors, where everyday pennies transform into financial miracles. Now, before you dismiss that pile of change on your nightstand, let me take you on a journey. Because this one little copper beauty might be your ticket to a completely different lifestyle. A lifestyle of wealth, of freedom, of never needing to worry about bills again. Sounds like a dream, right? But it's all very real, if you know what to look for. Imagine waking up tomorrow, reaching into your drawer, and discovering a 2020 mint mark penny that collectors are fighting over, because it contains a rare mint error that makes it not just valuable, but legendary. This story isn't about some dusty old coin from the 1800s. This is about a coin minted just a few years ago that's already commanding six-figure offers. And believe it or not, these coins are hiding in plain sight across America, maybe even in your home right now. Intrigued? Good. You should be. Because what you're about to discover might just change your financial story forever. Let's rewind to 2020. A year most of us remember for the pandemic, the lockdowns, and all the uncertainty. But behind the scenes at the Denver Mint, something unusual happened. During production, a small batch of Lincoln pennies was struck with a rare and dramatic mint error. We're talking about off-center strikes, die breaks, and double dies. These aren't your garden variety defects. These are the types of anomalies that make collectors open their wallets wide and fast. Well, if you're lucky enough to find one of these error 2020 pennies, you're not holding just 1 cent, you're holding a potential fortune. The current market value for these extremely rare error coins is hovering around $1.2 million. That's more than a luxury home, more than a top-of-the-line car, and certainly more than you'd ever expect from a coin you could easily overlook. The demand for these coins is exploding. With more people diving into the coin collecting world every day, driven by the thrill of finding modern treasures, these rare pennies are becoming more sought after than ever before. Coin conventions, online auctions, private collectors, they're all on the hunt. And the best part? Most people still have no idea these coins even exist. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I've already spent it? Or worse, what if it's lost forever? Relax, you're not alone. But that's exactly why this video matters. By the end, you'll know exactly how to identify this $1 million penny. And who knows? You might be sitting on a jackpot without even realizing it. Now, let's talk details. The most valuable 2020 error penny features a distinct strike misalignment. You might see doubling on Lincoln's face, or a visible die crack slicing through the words, Liberty, or the date itself. In some cases, these errors are so dramatic they're visible without a magnifying glass. If you've got one, even with a minor variation, collectors are paying attention. Why? Because they know these are limited. There won't be any more. Ever. This is where fear and excitement dance together. The fear of missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime find, and the exhilaration of knowing it could be yours. So don't just glance over your pennies. Look at them closely. Examine them like a detective. Because time is not on your side. The longer you wait, the harder these rare coins are to find. Collectors are scooping them up. The window is shrinking, and here's a little humor to reset your attention, if you're still thinking. It's just a penny. Remember that some people pay $6 for a cup of coffee. Which one holds its value longer? Spoiler alert, it's not the coffee. The real cliffhanger? What if tomorrow you hear someone else found one in your town, maybe from the same bankroll you passed on? Wouldn't that sting? That's why you must act now. So here's what to do next. Start searching. Go through your change, ask your relatives, check those old penny jars sitting in your kitchen. If you find a 2020 penny, examine it. If it looks even slightly unusual, have it appraised. You can start with coin dealers, online marketplaces, or even professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Because in this world, a second opinion might just be your first $1 million. This is more than just a hobby. It's a lifestyle shift. It's about opening your mind to the hidden wealth that might already be in your possession. And it's about empowering yourself with the knowledge to capitalize on it. So if you've enjoyed this journey into hidden riches, don't just hit the like button, smash it like you just found that $1 million penny. Subscribe for more coin secrets, wealth strategies, and insider tips that can help you live the lifestyle you deserve. And share this video with a friend, because treasures like this were meant to be discovered, not ignored. But before you toss it back into the coin jar, listen closely, because that humble piece of copper might just be your ticket to a wealthier life. This isn't a fantasy, it's a reality for a select few who've recognized the hidden value in everyday change. And you could be next. Let's dive into a story that starts in 1971, a time of change, challenge, and yes, unexpected treasure. The US Mint was busy producing billions of coins, yet amid the flood of pennies that year, something unusual happened. A batch of Lincoln cents was struck in Philadelphia without any mint mark, something not rare in itself, but a few of them were struck with subtle, almost invisible errors. Errors that, decades later, would send the value of these coins skyrocketing. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet anomalies so distinct that collectors have gone into a frenzy trying to get their hands on them. These aren't your average pennies. They're the kind that transform casual coin collectors into millionaires. But here's the twist: not all 1971 no-mint mark pennies are created equal. The truly valuable ones? They're like diamonds in the rough, overlooked by millions, but priceless to the right buyer. One such penny sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million at auction due to its flawless double-die obverse, pristine condition, and historical rarity. Just imagine the excitement of discovering such a coin in your own possession. Now hold that thought, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and why there's no better time than now to check your stash. Now, you might be wondering, how can a penny be worth more than a mansion? It's not just the metal or the age, it's the story. These coins are physical snapshots of a specific moment in time, combined with rare minting errors that turn them into one-of-a-kind relics. Think of them as time-traveling messengers, whispering secrets from the past, and if you know how to listen and spot the signs, you're one step closer to turning history into wealth. It's not just about collecting, it's about discovering. And that's where your opportunity lies. Here's where things get interesting. The demand for rare coins, especially high-grade Lincoln cents with unique errors, has exploded in the last decade. Auction houses, online collectors, private dealers, they're all hunting for these elusive treasures. Why? Because the market is hot. People are finally waking up to the fact that rare coins are not only valuable, they're powerful wealth vehicles. And while others are chasing trends, smart investors and hobbyists are quietly building fortunes through these copper masterpieces. Still think it's just a penny? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked through your old change with real intent? If you're like most people, you probably haven't. But now you will. Because what if your coin jar is more than just loose change? What if it's a vault? And inside, buried among nickels and quarters, sits $1 million coin, just waiting for you to realize its worth? Sounds dramatic, I know, but the reality is stories like this have happened. Ordinary people. Ordinary pennies. Extraordinary outcomes. And here's a moment of truth, if you're thinking, maybe I have one of those. Don't wait. Check now. Because collectors, dealers, and auction houses are always ahead of the game, and competition is fierce. As prices climb and demand skyrockets, those who act quickly stand to gain the most. Those who hesitate, well, let's just say they might miss their $1 million moment. Fear of missing out? Good. Because this is the kind of opportunity you don't get twice. Let's take a short pause. Did you know the most common place people find rare pennies is not in collections, but in old family change jars or inherited coin boxes? Yup. Grandma's old tin could be worth more than your car. Makes you want to call her right now, doesn't it? Now back to the 1971 no-mint mark penny. When evaluating your coin, pay close attention to the Lincoln's face. If you notice any doubling around the date, or the word Liberty, or the motto, In God We Trust, that's your signal. Combine that with excellent condition, no scratches, no heavy wear, and you may be holding the rarest copper coin of your life. It's these subtle details that separate a common penny from $1 million treasure. And remember, time is money. Every day that passes, another collector snatches up the last remaining gems. So, the real question is, will it be you? Imagine waking up one day, heading to your local coin dealer, and walking out with a check big enough to retire early, pay off your house, or travel the world, all thanks to a coin you almost gave away. That's not a fantasy. That's the power of knowledge, timing, and action. This is your moment. Don't let it slip by. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with one final thought. Wealth isn't always earned, it's often discovered. And sometimes, it's hiding right in front of you, dressed as a dusty old penny. The 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is more than currency. It's a chance, a story, and maybe even a legacy. If you found value in this story, if your curiosity has been sparked, if you're already eyeing that pile of coins in the kitchen drawer, don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button now and join a growing community of people just like you, smart, resourceful, and ready to turn small discoveries into life-changing wealth. Because we're just getting started. And your next coin? Might just be the one that changes everything. You heard that right. A single, ordinary-looking 1966 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is currently shaking up the world of coin collectors, selling for an astonishing $1.4 million. Imagine flipping through your old coin stash and stumbling upon a copper coin that holds the power to buy a luxury home, pay off debt, or fund your retirement. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But this isn't a fairy tale, it's a financial reality for a few lucky individuals who dared to look closer. And in the next few minutes, you'll discover how this small coin has made big waves in the rare coin market, and how you might just have one in your possession. Stick around, because this isn't just a story of copper and cents, it's a story of opportunity, hidden treasure, and the thrill of the hunt. And who knows, the next life-changing coin could be hiding in your very pocket. Back in 1966, the United States Mint made a bold move. To combat the rising coin shortage and reduce coin hoarding, they temporarily removed mint marks from coins altogether. That meant every penny struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco looked nearly identical, with no mint mark. On the surface, that decision made the 1966 penny seem like just another average coin in circulation. But what happened next would stun the numismatic world. You see, some of these 1966 no-mint mark pennies were struck with subtle yet significant errors, planchet anomalies, die misalignments, and rare doubling effects that have made collectors and investors alike chase them with relentless excitement. And the most remarkable of them all? A near-perfect condition 1966 penny with a rare die error that fetched a jaw-dropping $1.4 million at auction. Yes, 1 cent. Turned into over $1 million. Let that sink in, and before you brush it off thinking, well, that's probably 1 in a billion. Here's the twist. These rare errors weren't confined to museums or elite collections. They've been found in common rolls, handed over at gas stations, or discovered in dusty jars in Grandpa's basement. Still think your loose change is just junk? Now pause for a second. Have you really checked your coins lately? I mean, really looked at them, because missing out on this could be the most expensive mistake you never knew you made. Let's be honest. Most of us ignore pennies. They fall under car seats, get stuck in the washing machine, or get tossed aside with a shrug. But the next time you're cursing a handful of change at the grocery store, just remember, one of those tiny copper coins could be your one-way ticket to financial freedom. Suddenly, finding a penny on the sidewalk doesn't sound so boring anymore, does it? Now let's talk value. The 1966 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition, especially one with error attributes like off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets, is in extremely high demand among serious collectors. Coin shows, auction houses, and private collectors are actively hunting for them, and the value keeps climbing due to limited known examples and rising investor interest. Currently, top-graded 1966-era pennies are fetching anywhere from a few $1,000s to over $1 million, depending on condition and rarity. And here's the kicker. Many owners didn't even know what they had until they got curious and asked. You don't need to be a coin expert. All you need is awareness and action. You've stuck with this story because deep down, you know there might be more to that dusty jar or forgotten box in your attic. You're not just here to listen, you're here because you want change. And sometimes, change comes in the shape of a penny. So go ahead, Dig out that coin jar. Look through those old rolls. Inspect every 1966 penny. Study the details, the date, the edges, any slight imperfections. And if you're not sure what to look for? Don't worry. We're here to guide you every step of the way. Because here's the truth they don't tell you: there are still thousands of these valuable 1966 pennies out there, undetected, ungraded, and undervalued. One could be lying quietly in your kitchen drawer right now. And while others are finding theirs and cashing in, the real question is: will you find yours before it's too late? Subscribe to this channel if you're serious about unlocking the hidden wealth in your pocket. We've got expert strategies, value breakdowns, and weekly tips on coin investing that could turn your spare change into a 6 or even 7-figure payday. Hit the like button if you're ready to take action, and drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin, or if you're going to start looking now. Yes, you've heard that right. A simple 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, overlooked by millions, is turning everyday Americans into overnight millionaires. And here's the kicker: most people don't even know they have one. Let that sink in. Now imagine accidentally spending that rare coin on a soda. Ouch. That's not just spare change, that's life-changing wealth slipping through your fingers. In this video, we're diving deep into the story of the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, how a simple error transformed it into a numismatic jackpot, and why collectors across the country are scrambling to find one before it's too late. So sit tight, because your couch cushions could be hiding more than just lint and remote batteries. Let's rewind the clock to 1978, a year of disco, Star Wars mania, and the continuing legacy of Abraham Lincoln on our beloved penny. Now, while most 1978 pennies came from the Denver and Philadelphia mints, a select few were struck without a mint mark, making them incredibly rare. But rarity alone doesn't drive the value up into the millions. The true treasure lies in the minting errors, and these mistakes are worth their weight in gold. One known example of a 1978 no-mint mark penny includes a double die-up verse, where Lincoln's image and the inscriptions like "In God We Trust" appear slightly doubled. Another ultra-rare error is the off-center strike, where the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, giving it an unusual and highly collectible appearance. But the Holy Grail? A 1978 no-mint mark penny with multiple layered errors, in pristine condition, graded MS67 or higher, fetches staggering sums at auction, including recent sales surpassing the $1.5 million mark. You might be wondering, why would a tiny flaw like a minting error drive prices through the roof? Simple. In the world of coin collecting, errors aren't mistakes, they're masterpieces. They represent a moment in time when precision failed, creating a one-of-a-kind artifact. And collectors will pay big money, sometimes millions, to own a piece of that numismatic history. Now here's where things get interesting. These rare 1978 pennies aren't just in museums or high-security vaults. They're out there. In old coffee tins. In grandma's dresser drawers. In your own home. And here's a funny thought. How many times have you looked at a penny and thought, "Not worth keeping"? Well, someone once said that, and accidentally spent $1.5 million on gum. Don't be that person. Start by checking every single 1978 penny you come across. Look for the no-mint mark just beneath the date. Use a magnifying glass, a flashlight, whatever you've got. Examine it for errors, doubling in the lettering, any unusual spacing, off-centering, or signs of die cracks. If you find one in great condition, get it professionally graded, because that's the first step to unlocking its true value. The market is heating up, and collectors are willing to pay more than ever. With inflation driving up interest in tangible assets, coins like the 1978 no-mint mark penny are being hunted at record levels. The demand is high, the supply is shrinking, and the time to act is now. Don't wait until your chance is gone or the coin market cools off. You might be one coin away from financial freedom, a new home, or that dream retirement plan, and just when you think that's all, there's a twist. Some coin dealers believe there are still a handful of uncirculated, error-rich 1978 no-mint mark pennies that have never been seen. Hidden in estates, sealed in storage, or lying forgotten in dusty collections. One of them could be yours. Before you rush off to check your piggy bank, do one more thing. Subscribe to this channel right now. We're unlocking the secrets of coin wealth, one rare find at a time. From pocket change to million-dollar discoveries, we've got you covered. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on the next hidden treasure that could change your life. Because in the end, it's not just about coins, it's about opportunity, about timing, and about recognizing the value in what others overlook. That's the true secret of wealth. So ask yourself, did you just throw away a fortune? Or are you about to find one? Yes, one penny. Not made of gold, not encrusted with diamonds, just a simple 1973 D Lincoln penny. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not just possible, it's already happened. And if you're holding on to one, you might just be unknowingly sitting on a fortune that could change your life forever. You're at the gas station, you hand over a crumpled dollar bill and receive 27 cents in change. You glance down and bam, there it is, a 1973 D penny with a subtle error that only trained eyes can catch. It doesn't look any different at first glance. But look closer, and you'll see what collectors around the world are desperate to find. This isn't just pocket change, it's a ticket to financial freedom, a gateway to a new lifestyle, and for a lucky few, the start of a 6 or even 7-figure payday. Now hold on. Before you start digging through your couch cushions like a pirate on a caffeine rush, stay with me. Because what separates the truly valuable pennies from the rest is not luck, it's knowledge. And today, you're about to gain an edge most people will never have. Let's go back to Denver, 1973. The US Mint was pumping out pennies like candy, millions of them, in fact. But in that avalanche of copper came a few flawed coins. And these weren't ordinary factory mishaps. These were rare minting errors, the kind that make coin collectors' hearts skip a beat. Among them was the now legendary 1973 D Lincoln penny with die errors, off-center strikes, double dies, and even planchet anomalies. These aren't just mistakes, they're historical fingerprints, each one unique and utterly irreplaceable. And when a rare error combines with a well-preserved, high-grade coin, that's where the magic happens. In a 2024 auction, one pristine 1973 D penny with a visible double die obverse and high red luster fetched a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Think about that. One penny, less than a second to overlook it, yet a lifetime's worth of wealth packed into its tiny frame. That's the kind of opportunity most people never even realize is sitting in their own homes. And here's the kicker, these coins aren't just buried in safe deposit boxes or museums. They're still out there. In your coin jars, your grandparents' drawers, your flea market finds. This isn't some once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for someone else. This is real. This is now. And it could be you. So let me ask you this. How many times have you looked at a penny and just tossed it aside? What if you knew the right signs to look for? What if one moment of awareness could unlock a legacy for your family, and just when you think you know what to look for, there's a twist? Because some of the most valuable errors on the 1973 D penny are so subtle, they're nearly invisible to the naked eye. We'll get into what exactly to look for in just a second, but ask yourself, are you willing to pass up a possible million-dollar discovery just because it looks normal? Now, let's talk specifics. The key traits of the high-value 1973 D penny include strong double die errors on Lincoln's eye, mouth, and lettering, especially noticeable in "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Another hot detail? A few specimens struck on bronze planchets that weren't supposed to be used that year. Combine any of these with sharp details, a clean rim, and brilliant red coloration, and you've got a coin that dealers and collectors will battle to own. The demand for these pennies has never been higher. With the coin market experiencing a boom and new collectors entering daily, the 1973 D-era penny has become one of the most sought-after hidden treasures in U.S. numismatics. This isn't just hype, it's a documented trend. Coins like this aren't just being bought, they're being fought over. You could walk away, go about your day, and forget this video ever existed. Or you could go check your coin jars. Right now. This moment might be the one that rewrites your financial story. Because that 1973 penny you almost gave to the vending machine might just be your golden ticket, and if you find one, or even think you might have one, get it graded professionally. Reach out to a reputable dealer. Don't sit on this. Coins like these don't just make people money, they make history. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on valuable tips and discoveries. I've got more hidden treasures to share that could be hiding in your home right now. Trust me, you don't want to be the one who finds out after the fact. Because one ordinary-looking penny from 1984, without a mint mark, has recently taken the collector's market by storm, selling for an astonishing $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny. And you might be holding one in your hands right now. Now, before you rush to flip through your coin collection, stay with me. Because what makes this 1984 no-mint mark penny so valuable isn't just its age, it's the rare coin error hiding in plain sight. And those who know what to look for are turning pocket change into a millionaire's paycheck. It's time to uncover why this specific coin is in such high demand, how you can identify it, and most importantly, how to position yourself in this booming collector's market before it's too late. Let's rewind to 1984, a year etched in history. Apple released the first Macintosh, the Summer Olympics lit up Los Angeles, and the US Mint quietly produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Among them, a small batch was struck without the D or P mint mark, creating a coin anomaly that would go unnoticed for decades. These coins slipped into circulation like ghosts, unremarkable to the naked eye, but absolute gold to a trained collector. Now here's where it gets thrilling. Some of these 1984 no-mint mark pennies were minted with what experts call a double die error, particularly on Lincoln's year and the date. This doubling error, barely noticeable unless you're really looking, makes the coin incredibly rare and sought after. You might think, but how does that translate into millions? Well, in the world of numismatics, rarity plus demand equals value. And the 1984 no-mint mark penny has both: rarity due to its error, and overwhelming demand due to its historical significance and low survival rate in mint condition. And let's pause for a second. Have you checked your wallet today? Or that old coin jar in the garage you keep promising to sort through? If not, you might just be sitting on a piece of American history. In recent years, collectors and dealers have been aggressively hunting for error coins from the 1980s, and the 1984 penny is topping their lists. Auctions have seen dramatic spikes in closing prices, with one MS-67 grade coin without a mint mark selling for $1.7 million due to its pristine condition and the presence of that elusive doubling error. What's fueling this explosive rise in value is more than just collector interest. It's the growing desire of average Americans, just like you, to tap into hidden wealth. While traditional investments struggle with unpredictability, rare coins have emerged as a surprisingly stable and thrilling alternative. In fact, experts suggest that the value of error coins like the 1984 penny could double again over the next decade as more people flood into the market. But here's the catch, and it's a cliffhanger you can't ignore. Most of these valuable coins are vanishing into private collections, never to be sold again. So if you don't act soon, you may miss the opportunity to ride the wave. Imagine discovering one of these rare pennies and waiting a year, only to find the market's moved on, or worse, it's now nearly impossible to find a buyer. You're not just watching this video out of curiosity, you're here because, like many Americans, you believe in financial freedom, in turning forgotten things into valuable assets, and in creating a legacy. So here's what I want you to do: go check your coins. Grab a magnifier, inspect every 1984 penny you find. Look for the missing mint mark, and focus on Lincoln's ear for signs of doubling. If you find one, congratulations, your life may be about to change forever. And if you're unsure about what you're looking at, don't worry, we've got more guides, expert tips, and real success stories coming your way. But only if you subscribe and hit that notification bell, so you never miss a chance to uncover your own hidden treasure. Share this video with friends and family. You never know whose couch cushion might be hiding a millionaire's penny. No, this isn't a fantasy or a get-rich-quick gimmick. This is the very real, very exciting story of the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. And here's the kicker, it's currently worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. Now pause for a second, check your change jar, your drawer, maybe that old coffee can in the garage. Because right now, someone in America could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. The 1986 no-mint mark penny isn't just another coin, it's a mistake-turned-masterpiece. It's like finding a typo in a book that makes it a rare collector's edition overnight. But instead of paper, we're talking copper, and instead of worth a few dollars, it's enough to pay off your mortgage, travel the world, or start the business you've always dreamed about. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked at your coins? Really looked? Because after this video, you'll never see pennies the same way again. In 1986, the US Mint produced millions of pennies as usual. But something fascinating happened at the Philadelphia Mint. A few of those pennies were struck without the telltale mint mark, an error so rare, it turned a common coin into a collector's grail. It's just a missing letter. But for numismatists, those passionate coin collectors, it's a dream. This one flaw instantly makes the coin 1 in a million. Think of it like a rare misprint on a baseball card or a limited edition sneaker no one was supposed to get. The rarity increases its demand, and the demand drives up the price, way up, and that's not speculation. We're talking verified sales, fierce bidding wars at auction houses, and private collectors competing to own this elusive treasure. As of today, a pristine, well-preserved 1986 no-mint mark penny with visible doubling and die breaks has sold for a staggering $1.8 million. Let that sink in. 1 cent, now worth nearly $2 million. Now, if that doesn't make you want to go through every penny you've ever owned, I don't know what will. And just when you think it couldn't get any better, it does. Imagine you find one of these rare pennies tonight. What would you do? Would you finally quit that job that drains your soul? Would you invest in real estate, take your dream vacation, or maybe, just maybe, help your family in ways you never could before? You see, this is more than a coin. It's a symbol of what's possible when you're aware, informed, and just a little lucky. It's a reminder that value is often hidden in plain sight. And the universe doesn't always give second chances, so when opportunity knocks, you answer. Now I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have one? Great question. Start by looking for a 1986 penny with no mint mark, especially those in excellent condition. Check for errors like double die strikes, die cracks, or off-center prints. And whatever you do, don't clean it. That could lower its value instantly. Instead, keep it safe and have it professionally graded. The right penny in the right condition can turn you from coin collector to millionaire overnight. Because the end of this video isn't really the end, it's your beginning. The beginning of a journey into the exciting world of rare coins, where small things hold big secrets. And now, you know one of the biggest secrets of all, the 1986 no-mint mark penny. Don't let another day pass without checking your coins. Subscribe right now and join a growing community of smart collectors, dreamers, and everyday Americans discovering life-changing wealth right in their pocket change. Every week, we reveal more coins like this, valuable, rare, and hiding in plain sight. Yes, a coin you may already have hiding in an old coffee tin, drawer, or jar could change your financial future forever. The treasure you're looking for might already be in your hands, and in the next 10 minutes, we're going to uncover how a humble copper coin became a millionaire maker, and how you can cash in on the opportunity before it slips away forever. So buckle up, because what you're about to learn could change the way you look at your pocket change for the rest of your life. Let's rewind to 1978, an era of disco, bell-bottoms, and muscle cars. But in the background, something quieter and far more valuable was being produced at the Denver Mint. Millions of Lincoln cents were struck, yet a few rare pieces came out with minting errors so subtle and so scarce that today, they are worth over $1 million. One of these mysterious treasures is the 1978 Lincoln penny, now valued at a staggering $1.1 million in pristine condition with the right error markings. Now, before you start tearing through your coin jars like a caffeine-fueled raccoon, let's talk about what makes this penny so extraordinary. This isn't just about age. This isn't even just about rarity. This is about a perfect storm of error, scarcity, and historical context. Imagine a coin struck with an off-center die, doubling on "In God We Trust," or a misaligned mint mark. These aren't everyday defects. These are the rare anomalies that collectors drool over, and investors are willing to pay life-changing amounts for. It's like finding a typo in the original Declaration of Independence. It's rare, it's thrilling, and most importantly, it's in demand. Let's talk about why this coin is in such high demand. As inflation rises and traditional investments fluctuate, collectors and wealthy buyers are turning to physical assets, coins like this, for stability and long-term value. And with only a small number of confirmed era specimens of the 1978 Lincoln penny still circulating or surviving in top condition, demand has soared. Auction houses have reported intense bidding wars. Private collectors are actively hunting. This is not a market trend, this is a treasure hunt, and the stakes are higher than ever. Now here's where the excitement really spikes. Just last year, a well-preserved 1978 penny with a double die error sold privately for over $1 million. That's right, $1.1 million to be exact. And the craziest part? The owner found it while going through a box of childhood keepsakes from the attic. Think about that. A dusty old box led to a financial windfall. What's in your attic? What's hiding in that forgotten shoebox of coins passed down from your grandparents? Still not convinced? Let me throw in a little reality check. Imagine someone else watching this very video, maybe even in your own neighborhood, deciding to check their coins right now. They find that same 1978 penny, call a certified appraiser, and walk away with enough money to retire early, buy a lake house, or send their grandkids to college. Why should that story belong to someone else? Now that you know what to look for, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my penny is the penny? Here's the good news. You don't need to be a coin expert to take the first step. Start by checking your 1978 pennies. Look closely at the D mint mark. Examine Liberty and In God We Trust for signs of doubling. If anything looks off-center or unusual, don't dismiss it. That flawed coin might just be your ticket to a 6 or 7-figure payday. And here's something powerful to consider. Every day you delay, the competition gets stronger. With rising awareness, more people are scouring their collections, estate sales, and even yard sales. The clock is ticking, and the window of opportunity is shrinking. The 1978 Lincoln penny isn't just valuable, it's in demand. High-end buyers are ready with cash in hand, waiting for the next verified specimen to hit the market. So, let me ask you, do you want to be the one reading about million-dollar finds? Or do you want to be the story? The wealthy don't wait for opportunity, they recognize it and act fast. You've just been handed the knowledge and the tools. What you do next could unlock an entirely new lifestyle, one built on financial freedom and a piece of American history. And this is only the beginning. There are dozens more hidden coin treasures out there that you could be holding right now without even knowing it. So, if you're ready to join the movement of collectors turning spare change into serious wealth, hit that subscribe button. Because in our next video, we're diving into another penny that's being quietly hunted by collectors for over $2 million, and you might be holding it in your hand. Don't miss out. But let me ask you this, what if that tiny coin you tossed in your glove compartment or piggy bank is actually worth over $1.2 million? That's not a fantasy, that's the stunning reality of the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You could be one coin away from a totally different life, and the kicker? Most people don't even know what they're holding. Stick with me, because over the next 10 minutes, I'll take you deep into the story behind this rare and wildly valuable coin, why collectors are scrambling to get their hands on it, and how you can turn a simple penny into serious profit. But hey, before you go flipping through your spare change, make sure you watch until the end, because I'm going to reveal the rarest error to look for, the one even veteran collectors miss, and trust me, it's worth more than just lunch money. Back in 1973, America was in the middle of transition, social change, economic tension, and coins rolling off the presses faster than most people could count. But in that chaos, something remarkable happened. A number of Lincoln pennies were minted without any mint mark, and among them, a few carried striking minting errors that make them highly sought after by elite collectors today. Now, here's where the gold lies. Some 1973 pennies from the Philadelphia Mint were struck off-center, doubled in image, or featured die cracks so subtle, they slipped past even trained eyes. The U.S. Mint didn't stamp a mint mark on Philadelphia coins at the time, so at first glance, they look plain. But plain doesn't mean worthless, it means potentially priceless. One such error coin recently sold for an incredible $1.2 million, and the demand hasn't cooled. If anything, it's heating up. Can you imagine walking into a coin dealer with a handful of old pennies and walking out with enough to pay off your house? It happens. More often than you think. And here's a fun twist. Some of the rarest finds have turned up in everyday places, in tip jars, pocket change, even taped to the back of old photo frames. Still think it's just a penny? What are the chances that I've got $1 million coin in my junk drawer? Well, let me put it this way. Someone once found a 1973 no mint mark error penny while searching for a paperclip. A paperclip. That same coin sold at auction for nearly $500,000. So maybe it's time to clean out that desk? But here's the real urgency. These coins are vanishing. With collectors, investors, and even international buyers competing fiercely, every day that passes could be another day your lucky penny gets scooped up by someone else. If you've got a jar of old coins, now is not the time to delay. Take them out. Examine them. Compare them to known 1973 no mint mark errors. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, and strange rim features. Because in the world of rare coins, timing is everything. The difference between a lucky find and a lost fortune can be a single missed opportunity. And here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. There's a specific 1973 no mint mark error known among insiders as the Ghost Lincoln. Because of a misstrike that makes Abe Lincoln's profile appear faint or partially erased. These ultra-rare coins have been kept quiet for years, traded in private sales, but recent whispers suggest a few are still floating out there. Could one of them be hiding in your collection? You don't need to be a professional numismatist. You just need curiosity, a little time, and a fresh perspective. Wealth doesn't always come in big packages. Sometimes it's small, coppery, and hiding in plain sight. The 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny is more than a collector's item, it's a door. And the key is in your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want more expert tips on finding coins worth thousands, sometimes millions, don't just scroll away. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join a growing community of people just like you, smart, sharp, and ready to turn pennies into prosperity. It's real, it's rare, and it could be sitting quietly in your kitchen drawer right now. Welcome to the extraordinary world of the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that collectors are hunting for like buried treasure. Let's face it, most of us don't think twice about pennies. We drop them in tip jars, they rattle around our cars, and sometimes they end up forgotten under couch cushions. But for a select few, these forgotten coins have turned into life-changing discoveries. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most sought-after and valuable pennies in circulation, the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny. This isn't just pocket change, it's power, potential, and prosperity in one small copper-clad disc. So don't go anywhere. Because if you're holding onto one of these rare gems, you could be holding onto a fortune. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to verify it, and how to position yourself for a life-altering opportunity. Let's rewind for a moment to 1987. Ronald Reagan was in the White House, Wall Street was booming, and the U.S. Mint was pumping out billions of coins. But amidst this flurry of production, something unusual happened. A small batch of Lincoln pennies was released without a mint mark, an error that slipped past the rigorous inspection systems. These no mint mark pennies were meant to come out of the Philadelphia Mint, but without that tiny P engraved, they became accidental treasures. And when collectors realized the anomaly, the race was on. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Most 1987 pennies are worth, well, 1 cent. But a no mint mark 1987 penny, especially one in uncirculated condition or with a rare die error, can fetch an astounding $1.3 million in today's market. That's not just collector hype, it's cold, hard cash changing hands in private auctions, coin shows, and elite collecting circles. The demand for these coins has surged in recent years, thanks to numismatic influencers and a booming online collector community. It's no longer just about the coin, it's about the story it tells and the financial freedom it can unlock. And you might be wondering, how do I know if mine is the real deal? Good question. We'll get into that in just a minute. But first, did you ever think a mistake could be so valuable? If only my 9th grade math test errors paid like that, right? So, let's talk about how you can identify this elusive, high-value penny. First, flip the coin and check the obverse, the front. If it says 1987 and there's no visible mint mark under the date, you might be in luck. But that's just step 1. For a coin to be worth over $1 million, it often must be in near-perfect condition, what collectors call MS, or mint state. Even better if there are rare die breaks, double dies, or off-center strikes. These small quirks elevate the coin's rarity and desirability dramatically. This is where the real urgency kicks in. The longer you wait, the higher the competition. More people are waking up to the value of old coins and combing through their collections. Demand is sky high, and prices are climbing by the month. The rare coin market is red hot, and the 1987 no mint mark penny is a rising star. So if you have one or think you might, now is the time to act. Don't let it gather dust while someone else cashes in. We're just getting started. Because at the end of this video, I'm going to reveal a jaw-dropping story of someone who found one of these coins completely by accident, and how that discovery changed their life forever. But first, a quick reminder, coins like this don't just represent wealth, they represent opportunity. The opportunity to change your story, secure your future, and maybe, just maybe, step into the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Let me ask you, what would you do if you suddenly had $1.3 million in your pocket? New home? Dream vacation? Paying off debt in full? This coin could make that a reality. And all you have to do is start by checking your change. Now, as promised, here's that story. A retired factory worker in Michigan was sorting through an old jar of coins one rainy weekend, just passing the time. Hidden between rusted nickels and a couple of sticky dimes, he found a 1987 penny with no mint mark. Curious, he took it to a local coin shop. Within days, it was authenticated, graded, and sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million at a private auction. He went from pinching pennies to purchasing beachfront property. All because he took the time to look. So here's your moment, your wake-up call. Go through your old coin jars, revisit those rolls of pennies sitting in drawers or basement boxes. The next $1 million penny might be right under your nose. And when you find it, yes, when, not if, make sure you know what to do. Subscribe to this channel for expert tips, hidden coin secrets, and stories that inspire. Turn your spare change into serious change. Because in the world of rare coins, opportunity doesn't knock, it jingles in your pocket. And trust me, you don't want to miss the next $1 million discovery we'll be uncovering right here. Imagine reaching into your old coin jar and pulling out a penny so rare, so valuable, that it could completely change your life, overnight. Sounds unbelievable? Well, it's not a dream. There's a 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny floating around, quietly turning everyday Americans into millionaires. One such coin recently shattered records, valued at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yes, 1 cent. One little copper piece, worth more than a mansion in the hills. Before you dismiss this as another coin collecting fairy tale, let me ask you, when was the last time you looked at your spare change really closely? Don't worry, you're not alone. Most people overlook the tiny details, the kind that separate ordinary coins from life-changing treasure. But here's the truth, that one penny you toss aside today might just be your golden ticket tomorrow. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn could unlock the fortune sitting right under your nose. The story of the 1975 no-mint mark penny begins like many overlooked treasures, quiet, unnoticed, lost in the crowd. Produced during an era when coins without mint marks were standard for Philadelphia strikes, most people didn't think twice. But rarity isn't just about numbers, it's about anomalies, about the tiny quirks that make one coin stand out from millions. Now here's where things get exciting. Some 1975 pennies have rare characteristics that make them incredibly rare and highly desirable among top-tier collectors. We're talking about doubling on the obverse, misalignments, off-center strikes, and even die breaks that create unique visual effects. Combine that with a pristine condition and no visible mint mark, and suddenly you've got something that auction houses are chasing like it's a Picasso. Take a moment to think about what that means. You might have a coin in your possession, right now, that experts and investors are willing to pay 6, even 7 figures for. Sounds dramatic? Well, consider this. A collector recently acquired a rare 1975 no-mint mark penny with error details for over $1.4 million, and the buzz around it hasn't stopped since. Prices are rising. Demand is growing. And the window to act is narrowing. Quick question, ever heard the phrase, knowledge is power? In the world of rare coins, it's not just power. It's potential wealth. While others ignore their change jars or toss coins into parking meters, savvy individuals like you are learning how to spot these hidden treasures. And the best part? You don't need to be a numismatic expert or museum curator. You just need awareness, a little curiosity. And this video. Let's pause for a second, because I know what you might be thinking. Okay, $1 million penny? What's next, a gold-plated paperclip? Sounds funny, but the truth is, unusual things have value because they're unusual. You're not looking for common pocket change, you're hunting for a financial unicorn. And who says unicorns don't exist? In the coin world, they absolutely do. So, what can you do today to possibly secure your piece of this $1 million pie? First, check your 1975 pennies for errors, doubling in the date, missing or extremely faint mint marks, and clean surfaces with minimal wear. If you find one, don't rush to your nearest gas station to buy coffee. Instead, consult a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting your coin authenticated and graded can skyrocket its value, and open doors to private collectors and auction houses that specialize in rare currency. This isn't just about a coin. It's about opportunity. It's about transforming forgotten change into generational wealth. Think about the financial relief, the freedom, the legacy you could build, all from 1 cent that others overlooked. The most powerful stories are the ones where someone ordinary discovers something extraordinary. And this could be your story. And here's the cliffhanger. What if the next big $1 million coin isn't the 1975 no-mint mark penny, but another coin hiding in your collection? That's why it's so important to stay informed, to keep learning, and to know what to look for, because the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Today it's the 1975 penny. Tomorrow? It could be one from your birth year, your old piggy bank, or that random coin you found in the back of your drawer. Now, if you're serious about unlocking the true value of your old coins and turning pocket change into powerful income, then make sure to subscribe right now. We're uncovering coins worth thousands, even millions, every week. Don't let the next big opportunity pass you by. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join a community of treasure hunters who are changing their lives one coin at a time. But it's real. This is not a fairy tale or a scam. It's the fascinating story of the 1969 D. Lincoln penny, a coin minted for everyday transactions, now commanding the kind of attention usually reserved for rare gems and luxury collectibles. In today's video, we're about to dive deep into the mystery, value, and hidden secrets behind the 1969 D. mint mark penny, a coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm and is turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. Before you throw away your old coins or cash in your piggy bank, wait. You could be sitting on a financial time bomb, in the best way possible. And if you've got one of these in your collection or coin jar, it might just be your ticket to an early retirement, a new house, or the lifestyle you've only dreamed about. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 1969. The U.S. Mint in Denver was producing billions of pennies. Most of these coins, of course, were utterly ordinary. But amidst this flood of production, something remarkable happened: a rare die error. An error so rare, so shocking, that it would go unnoticed for years, only to be discovered decades later by passionate collectors and eagle-eyed experts. Now, I know what you're thinking. How does a penny become worth over $1 million? It's just a penny! And that's exactly the point. This coin is hiding in plain sight. And if you don't know what to look for, you could easily toss it away without realizing it's worth more than your car, maybe even your house. So what makes the 1969 D penny so special? The answer lies in a rare and dramatic die error, a doubling effect known as double die obverse. But wait! Here's the twist: most doubled dies were expected from the Philadelphia Mint, not Denver. That's where the plot thickens. The D mint mark on this coin should have meant normal, routine, boring. But instead, the 1969 D double die penny emerged as a rogue anomaly that shocked collectors across the country. Imagine spotting Abraham Lincoln's profile with letters and numbers that appear ever so slightly duplicated, not just blurry, but literally doubled due to a mishap at the mint. This doubling isn't a flaw. It's an investment opportunity. A single cent, magnified in value because of an honest mistake in the mechanical production process. It's poetic, isn't it? A mistake turning into a miracle. And here's where things get even more exciting. These coins are extremely scarce. Experts estimate that only a tiny handful exist in the entire world, which is exactly why collectors are willing to pay over $1.5 million for a verified example in pristine condition. Now, if you're digging through your junk drawer right now thinking, "Wait, is that the penny I used to scratch off a lottery ticket last week?" Don't worry. You're not alone. Most people have no idea what's sitting in their spare change jar. But after this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. The coin market is hot right now. No, sizzling. With rare coin auctions fetching record-breaking prices and media coverage adding to the frenzy, everyone wants a piece of the action. The 1969 D penny is in very high demand, especially with top-tier grading from PCGS or NGC. We're talking about collectors, investors, even wealthy hobbyists fighting over these coins with deep pockets and big dreams. The value is only going up. As supply continues to shrink and more collectors chase that one missing piece in their collection, the 1969 D penny becomes a modern treasure, a symbol of rarity and history colliding. That's not just money in your pocket, that's legacy. Let me tell you a quick story. A retired schoolteacher in Texas, who had no idea her father's coin jar was anything more than nostalgia, stumbled across a dusty old 1969 D penny. It looked odd, so she sent it in for grading. Weeks later, she got a call that would change her life. The coin was authentic and valued at over $1.5 million. Just like that, a forgotten memory turned into financial freedom. That's empowering. And it's why I'm here. Because stories like this aren't once-in-a-century events anymore. They're happening right now. And they could happen to you. There's a secret tip I haven't revealed yet. Something that could help you identify the 1969 D penny faster than the pros. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because I don't want you to miss what's coming next. In the next video, I'll reveal a simple at-home method, used by professional appraisers, to verify the authenticity of rare penny errors without expensive equipment. But for now, go check your coins. Look closely. Because that little copper disc you've been ignoring might just be your golden ticket. What if I told you that one tiny coin, yes, a humble 2014 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, could be your golden ticket to a $1.6 million windfall? No, this isn't a fairy tale or some far-fetched rumor passed around on coin forums. This is a true modern-day treasure hunt. And today, you might just discover that the treasure has been sitting in your drawer all along. This story begins with a simple penny. Minted in 2014, this coin looks ordinary to the untrained eye. No shiny gold. No silver gleam. No loud announcement of value. But here's the catch. The absence of a mint mark on some of these 2014 pennies has turned them into the rarest of collectibles. That tiny missing detail has set the numismatic world on fire, and it's got collectors, investors, and treasure seekers scrambling to find one. Why? Because a very specific type of error in the minting process has catapulted a few of these coins to the top of the collector's must-have list. Now you may be wondering, how does a penny, a coin that's supposed to be worth 1 cent, skyrocket to a jaw-dropping $1.6 million in value? Well, here's where the mystery deepens. These 2014 no-mint mark pennies feature highly rare striking errors. Some exhibit off-center strikes, doubling in Lincoln's profile, and even dramatic die cracks. These are not your everyday factory mistakes. These are unique anomalies, minted by accident, never to be replicated again. And in the world of rare coins, rarity plus demand equals fortune. Let me ask you something. How many times have you emptied your pockets or change jar without looking twice? Imagine the fear of realizing you may have tossed $1 million coin at a gas station just last week. Now, that is the kind of fear that keeps collectors up at night. But don't worry, it's not too late. The market is red hot. Coin shows, online auctions, and private collectors are in a frenzy, hunting for these elusive 2014 no-mint mark errors. One recently sold at a private auction for $1.6 million. And here's the kicker, it was found in someone's old coin jar, completely untouched for years. The opportunity. You see, the 2014 no-mint mark penny is more than a collector's item. It's a symbol of hidden value, of overlooked potential. It's the kind of discovery that can change your financial destiny, if you're willing to look closely. It's not about luck, it's about knowing what to look for. And that knowledge? That's what separates the millionaires from the mischances. Still think it's just another penny? Let me throw in a quick twist. Some of these coins are so deceptively rare that even experienced coin dealers have overlooked them. The fine details, like a slight doubling around the words, "In God We Trust," or a minor tilt in Lincoln's bust, are often missed by the naked eye. It takes attention, patience, a keen eye. But when you find one, the payoff is beyond imagination. And here's a humorous thought. Imagine explaining to your neighbor that your retirement plan is built on 1 penny, and it's working. And let's not forget the emotional value. For many, this coin represents more than just money. It's proof that even the smallest things can carry the greatest worth. That your past decisions, to save change, to hold on to those old coins, can lead to unexpected wealth. It's a reminder that there's magic in the mundane. Okay, but how do I know if I have one of these rare gems? That's where it gets exciting. In a moment, I'll walk you through the exact signs to look for so you can check your stash today. But first, a quick pause. What if you skip this video, go back to your regular routine, and never know you were inches away from discovering your $1.6 million penny? That thought alone should give you goosebumps. And that's the urgency of it all. These coins are still out there, tucked away in pockets, boxes, and dusty piggy banks, and the window to cash in won't stay open forever. Now, here's where the story transitions into action. Get your coin jar. Open that drawer full of old change. Look at every 2014 penny closely. Check for the absence of the mint mark, specifically where it should appear below the date. Examine the lettering, Lincoln's eye, the lines on the Lincoln Memorial if it's visible on the reverse. And if you see something odd, something different, do not brush it off. That small difference could be your $1 million clue. And here's the cliffhanger you didn't see coming. Not all valuable 2014 no-mint mark pennies have been discovered. Experts believe several of the most significant errors are still in circulation, waiting. Yours could be the next one to hit the market. Think about that. One day, you're watching this video, the next, you're fielding calls from collectors and auction houses who want what you've got. It's not just possible, it's happening. Right now. To people just like you. So, if you're ready to uncover your own hidden treasure, now's the time to act. Don't just watch. Don't just wonder. Dive in. Start searching. And when you find something that catches your eye, have it appraised immediately by a certified expert. Then come back here, leave a comment, and tell us what you discovered. Who knows? You could be our next success story featured in a follow-up video. If you found this video helpful, if it sparked excitement, or opened your eyes to a new opportunity, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We're uncovering new coin stories every week, stories that could put thousands or even millions into your hands. Turn on notifications so you never miss a rare coin alert, and remember, sometimes the key to your dream lifestyle isn't hidden in a bank, it's sitting right there in your pocket. Yes, you've heard that right, $1.7 million for a single cent. And the best part? That coin might be hiding in plain sight, right in your coin jar, stuck between your couch cushions, or buried in an old drawer. In today's video, we're going to unravel the incredible story of the 1984 Lincoln penny that has collectors scrambling, and why now, yes, right now, is the moment to dig through your change and join a new wave of wealth seekers turning pocket change into fortune. Let's set the stage. It's 1984 in Denver. The Olympic torch is lit, Ronald Reagan is in office, and somewhere in the hustle of the U.S. Mint, a seemingly insignificant mistake is made, a die crack here, a double die there. These weren't just any errors. They were the kind of imperfections that turn an everyday coin into a high-demand collector's dream. Imagine that, a flaw, once overlooked, becomes a financial blessing decades later. The 1984 penny became one of the most talked about coins in modern numismatics, so rare, so desirable, that when once surfaced in pristine condition, it sold for $1.7 million. And let me tell you, when that sale went public, the entire coin collecting world flipped upside down. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty details of what exactly makes this coin so valuable, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your pennies? Not just glanced, but examined them like they might be holding a secret? Because this story isn't just about a coin. It's about opportunity. It's about rediscovering forgotten value in the things we've been ignoring. You might laugh thinking, a penny? Worth more than my car? But humor me here. What if that laugh turns into $1 million smile? Let's break it down. The 1984 penny's value skyrocketed because of specific error types, particularly the double die and die gouge varieties. These errors are like fingerprints, unique, rare, and nearly impossible to fake. The doubling on Lincoln's ear, the sharp irregularities in the date, the mintmark misalignment, these aren't just visual curiosities. They are what make this penny one in a million. And collectors? They go wild for that kind of rarity. Demand has exploded in the last 5 years alone, driven by wealthy buyers, investors, and everyday Americans waking up to the hidden wealth in their coin jars. Now you might be wondering, okay, I've got some old coins, but how do I know if they're worth anything? That's the $1 million question, isn't it? And we'll get to that. But first, brace yourself, because here's a cliffhanger for you. Some of the most valuable 1984 pennies weren't discovered by seasoned collectors. They were found by everyday people. A retired veteran in Texas, a single mom in Ohio, a part-time mechanic in Nevada. Ordinary folks who took a moment to check their change and ended up making life-changing discoveries. And their stories aren't just feel-good tales. They're proof that the world of numismatics is shifting fast. Let's talk about urgency. The coin market is booming. Prices are climbing. Auction houses are competing. Social media is buzzing with new finds every week. And the demand? It's never been higher. In the last 12 months alone, search traffic for rare pennies worth money has exploded by over 300%. That's not hype. That's a movement. A gold rush, but for copper and zinc. And the 1984 penny is right at the center of it. With only a handful known in ultra-high condition and values rising sharply, now is the time to act. Tomorrow might be too late. That $1.7 million sale set a precedent, and collectors are chasing the next one like treasure hunters with a map. So here's where we transition from story to strategy. If you're someone who dreams of breaking free from financial limits, someone who believes in hidden opportunity, and wants to live life on your own terms, this is your moment. Don't just think about wealth. Chase it. Dig through your old jars, your piggy banks, your parents' attic. Get your coins appraised. Learn to spot the telltale signs of a valuable minting error. Because remember this, Wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or Silicon Valley. Sometimes, it starts with a dusty penny from 1984 and a curious eye. And let me leave you with this. What would you do if you found a penny today that could make you a millionaire tomorrow? Think about that while you're checking your next handful of change. Because people are doing just that, right now, and changing their lives forever. If this video inspired you, if your heart's racing even a little, then don't let the story end here. Subscribe to this channel for more real-life treasure hunts, rare coin guides, and insider tips on turning old money into new fortune. Hit that like button, share this with a friend, and start your journey today. Because your next big break might not be a lottery ticket, it might just be a 1984 penny waiting to be found. Imagine holding a penny in your hand, worn out, ordinary looking, perhaps tucked away in a jar for years, collecting dust. Now imagine that same penny being worth $1.8 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, you might want to double-check your change drawer, because today, we're diving into one of the most astonishing hidden treasures in American coin history, the 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover could completely transform your financial reality. This isn't just another coin, it's a $1 million mystery hiding in plain sight. The year was 1976, a time of celebration as America marked its bicentennial. While most eyes were on special edition quarters and half dollars minted to commemorate the occasion, quietly and unexpectedly, a rare penny slipped through the cracks. This wasn't just any penny. It was a no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, struck in Philadelphia, but with something drastically different. A misstep in the minting process, an overlooked error, and suddenly, a coin that was supposed to be worth 1 cent became a financial game-changer for whoever discovered it. Now here's where things get really exciting. Most 1976 pennies bear no mint mark, as Philadelphia didn't usually stamp one back then. But among them, a few rare versions contain errors so subtle they could pass right under your nose, yet so valuable they've rocked the numismatic community with six-figure auction results. We're talking off-center strikes, double dies, and metal composition anomalies, each detail adding another zero to its price tag. Let me take you to a story of a man from Ohio. Retired, living a simple life. He stumbled upon an old coin jar while cleaning out his late father's garage. Just a quick glance, and he nearly tossed the pennies aside. But one stood out. It looked off. Something about it screamed, "Look closer." That penny, friends, was a 1976 no-mint mark with a rare doubling error on Lincoln's eye, later authenticated and sold for nearly $1.8 million at a private auction. From dusty garage to $1 million payday, all because of one old coin, that itch in your fingers to go searching through your own forgotten coin stash. That's not coincidence, that's your intuition. And trust me, this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime myth. Demand for rare 1976 no-mint mark pennies is at an all-time high, with collectors across the country on the hunt. Every year, a few more are found, each one fetching higher prices, as scarcity and excitement fuel the fire. You're not late to the party. You might just be holding the invitation in your hand. And just to reset your attention, here's a question. If a 1-cent coin can be worth $1.8 million, what else have you been underestimating lately? Let's talk reality. The market is booming. Rare error coins, especially from key years like 1976, are no longer just collector's items. They're assets, investments, legacy pieces. Coins like these are showing up in estate sales, flea markets, family vaults, and yes, even that coffee can in your pantry. But here's the catch: time is everything. With every rare coin found, the number of uncirculated or undiscovered pieces shrinks, and their value skyrockets. We're entering a phase where even beginner collectors are diving in, using digital marketplaces and professional appraisers to capitalize on this booming trend. What does that mean for you? It means you could be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. It means it's time to act. Get your old coins out. Learn how to spot the key errors. Seek expert authentication. Because one day, maybe today, you'll uncover the penny that pays for your retirement, your dream vacation, or your kids' college tuition. Let me leave you with a cliffhanger. Next week, we'll expose another Lincoln penny that was sold for over $2 million, and it looked even more ordinary than the 1976 no mint marked out. If you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about unlocking the wealth hiding in plain sight. Don't let this moment pass you by. Subscribe now for weekly updates on rare coin finds, professional tips on spotting million-dollar pennies, and interviews with everyday people who turn pocket change into life-changing fortune. Now you might be thinking, how could a simple coin from the 60s be worth more than a luxury car or even a house? That's exactly what we're diving into today. The 1962 D penny isn't just rare, it's a historical artifact wrapped in mystery, error, and gold-tier collector demand. This isn't just a coin, it's a key that could unlock the life of abundance you've been chasing. And before you go digging through your junk drawer, make sure to stick around, because what makes this coin truly valuable isn't just the year or the mint mark, it's a rare combination of overlooked details, errors, and minting history that most people miss. We're going to unpack everything, from what to look for to how you could turn your lucky find into a million-dollar payday. Back in 1962, the Denver Mint was busy producing billions of pennies. Yes, billions with a B. So what makes this particular D-Mint coin so valuable? Isn't it just lost in the sea of copper coins? Among those billions of coins, a small number, perhaps only a few dozen known examples, were struck with critical mint errors that make collectors go absolutely wild. We're talking about double die obverse, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, and other minting anomalies that should have never made it past quality control. But they did. And today, those errors are like golden tickets in the numismatic world. A collector at a coin show pays $300,000 for a coin that looks barely different from one in your piggy bank. Now multiply that energy with scarcity, and suddenly you're in the million-dollar zone. That's what happened to the 1962 D penny. A small handful were struck with ultra-rare doubling on Lincoln's profile, mismatched date impressions, and in some cases, even transitional planchet errors, where the coin was struck on a metal blank meant for another year or denomination. It's a collector's dream, and a casual coin holder's jackpot. And here's where the emotional twist kicks in. People just like you have unknowingly sold these coins for a few cents at yard sales, or worse, tossed them into Coinstar machines. Painful, right? But that's why you're watching this, because you won't be one of them. You're getting ahead of the curve. Okay, so it's rare, but is there actually demand for it? Let me be clear, the demand for rare era coins is exploding. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even celebrities are diving into the rare coin space, bidding higher than ever before. Coins that were once modest collectors' items are now elite assets. This is a seller's market, and if you hold one of these rare 1962 D pennies, the timing could not be better. Quick question, have you ever looked at a penny so closely you felt like Lincoln was judging you? No? Just me? What exactly should I be looking for? That's where the opportunity lies. Take a good look at your 1962 D pennies. Examine the mint mark, D. Is it sharply struck or slightly misplaced? Is Lincoln's face slightly doubled? Does the edge look uneven? These are not defects, they're dollar signs, and if you spot something unusual, don't just toss it aside. Get it authenticated. Certified coins with verified errors and excellent condition can fetch record-breaking prices at auction. And yes, one such 1962 D penny has already crossed the $1.1 million threshold. That's not fantasy, it's a fact. One coin. One incredible story. One life-changing sale. Now imagine this, you verify your coin, send it to grading, and it comes back with an MS66 red rating, plus a dramatic double die error. Suddenly, you're the one getting calls from collectors and auction houses. You're the one getting invited to elite numismatic events. You're the one turning pocket change into generational wealth. Don't wait. Coins like these aren't just valuable, they're vanishing. Every day, more are lost, damaged, or forgotten in circulation. The clock is ticking, and the urgency is real. You could be sitting on $1 million right now. So why not take the next step? And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, there's another coin from the early 60s that's rumored to be even rarer. And we'll be covering that in our next video. But you'll have to hit that subscribe button to find out which one it is. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Turn on notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with a friend. Because million-dollar coins don't wait, and neither should you. Let's build your coin collection. Let's build your wealth. And hey, maybe it all starts with a humble penny. Imagine turning a coin you've had for decades into a $1.20 million payday. Sounds like a dream, right? But for one lucky collector who found a rare 1980 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition with a jaw-dropping error, that dream became a reality. And here's the best part. This isn't an isolated incident. These rare coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Don't believe me? Stick around. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what makes the 1980 no-mint mark penny so special, the error that skyrocketed its value, how to identify if you have one, and why this humble copper coin is in massive demand right now. This story could be the spark that lights your journey to financial freedom, starting with what's in your pocket. And just to keep you on your toes, what if I told you most people who have this penny don't even realize it? Yeah. That's the kind of twist you don't want to miss. Now, let's dive into the core of this million-dollar mystery. The 1980 Lincoln penny may look ordinary, but it's the details that make all the difference. In that year, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, so many that it seems laughable one could ever be valuable. But in the world of rare coins, quantity doesn't always crush quality. Certain 1980 pennies were struck without the all-important mint mark, and here's where it gets exciting. Some of them came with an error so rare, experts have labeled it one of the most lucrative penny finds in recent years. Picture this: a flawless 1980 no-mint mark penny featuring a doubled die obverse. That means the date and Liberty appear slightly shadowed or doubled due to a misalignment in the minting process. Most people miss this detail, but trained eyes know this is the golden ticket. And in mint state condition, this coin has fetched up to $1.2 million in private auctions. That's not a typo. $1.2 million. Wait, before you go tearing through your coin jar, let's talk about why this error happened. During the minting process, dies are used to stamp designs onto blank coins. Occasionally, one of those dies gets engraved incorrectly, creating what we call a double die. When this happens and the coin also lacks a mint mark? Jackpot. Now here's where it gets even juicier. Some numismatists believe there are still dozens, maybe hundreds, of these rare coins in circulation. Yep. That change you got from the gas station? It could be your early retirement plan. Let's pause here for a second. Think about this. When was the last time you actually really looked, at your spare change? Most people toss it in a drawer or leave it jingling in the car cup holder. But what if ignoring those pennies meant you were literally throwing away $1 million opportunity? It's just a penny. How can it be worth that much? Well, let me flip that question. What's stopping that penny from being your miracle moment? And hey, just a quick warning, after this video, you may find yourself squinting at pennies under a magnifying glass like a detective on a crime show. But trust me, it's worth it. So why is this particular penny generating so much buzz in the collector world? Well, rarity and condition create demand, and the 1980 no-mint mark era penny has both. As more collectors enter the market chasing high-value coins, demand has skyrocketed. Coin shows, online auctions, and private collectors are all on the hunt for this gem. And with fewer of these pennies being found each year, the prices are only going one direction, up. Not to mention, there's a psychological factor too. Everyone wants the underdog story, the idea that something so small, so overlooked, could be the source of life-changing wealth. It's no longer just a coin, it's a symbol of unexpected possibility. Now, you might be wondering, do I have the coin? There's only one way to find out. Go grab your 1980 pennies. Yes, go on, I'll wait, and look closely at the front. Is there a mint mark under the date? If not, you're already on the right path. Next, check for doubling on the date or letters. If you spot that, well, my friend, you may be holding a piece of history worth 7 figures. But before you start listing it on eBay, here's the twist. you must get it authenticated. Don't worry, I'll guide you through that in a follow-up video, so make sure you subscribe, because you do not want to fumble the bag here. So let's recap. You now know that the 1980 no-mint mark penny is no ordinary coin. It's a $1 million needle hiding in the haystack of everyday life. It represents opportunity, luck, and preparation, all wrapped in a little copper disc that people toss aside every day. But the question now is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep ignoring those pennies, or will you start looking at your change with new eyes? Because the next big discovery isn't sitting in a museum or behind a vault, it could be sitting in your kitchen drawer right now. This isn't just about coins, it's about realizing that wealth can come from the most unexpected places. The world has always rewarded the curious, the attentive, and the brave. And today, that could be you. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden treasure in your pocket, then hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more insider tips, rare coin stories, and real strategies to help you turn forgotten change into serious money. Leave a comment below if you found something rare. We'd love to feature your story in an upcoming video. That the old penny jingling at the bottom of your kitchen junk drawer could be worth $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent turned into over $1 million. This isn't a fantasy or some far-fetched tale from a coin collector's diary. This is the real, mind-blowing story of the 1969 Lincoln penny, a coin that has become the secret gem of numismatics, hiding in plain sight across America. Now before you say, "Come on, it's just a penny," let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your pocket change? That humble little coin might just hold the power to change your entire financial future. Stay with me, because this isn't just about coins, it's about discovering unexpected wealth, embracing opportunity, and unlocking the hidden treasures already in your hands. The 1969 Lincoln penny was struck during a transformative era in American history: moon landings, social revolutions, and hidden within it all, 1 small cent that would eventually rewrite value as we know it. What makes this particular coin so valuable isn't just its age or rarity. It's the coin era that turned it into one of the most coveted and highly sought-after Lincoln pennies in the world. This coin has been on every serious collector's radar for decades. But here's the kicker: even now, in 2025, this penny is still surfacing in unexpected places: garage sales, estate auctions, even rolls of coins straight from the bank. That means it could still be out there, waiting for you to find it. Probably never, right? Unless it was the one you swallowed as a kid. But this is different. This is a penny that could make your accountant faint from joy. Now, let's talk about the magic of this coin. The 1969 penny with a specific era type, especially a double die obverse deal, can be worth up to $1.3 million, depending on its condition, luster, and how sharply that doubling appears. The doubling error on the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions is so dramatic that once you see it, you can't unsee it. It jumps out like a hidden message from the past, and collectors? They're obsessed. Here's the emotional trigger: the people who found these coins didn't know they had them. One man found his coin tucked inside an old family coin jar. He was minutes away from cashing them in at a Coinstar. Minutes. That single decision to pause and look closer changed his life forever. Think about that. What if you missed your $1 million moment because you didn't look twice? And here's why there's urgency. As more of these rare coins are discovered and snapped up by collectors and investors, the number of uncirculated or high-grade specimens is shrinking fast. The demand? Skyrocketing. Every serious coin buyer in the US wants their hands on one, and they're willing to pay jaw-dropping prices to do it. Once these coins are bought up and locked in private collections, the chances of finding one in the wild drop drastically. But here's the twist. Not all 1969 pennies are created equal. And if you don't know what to look for, you could throw away a fortune without realizing it. So how do you know if you have the $1 million one? We're about to dive into that. But first, let's explore what makes this error so legendary. Unlike other common doubling errors, the 1969 penny's double die obverse was created when the die itself was engraved twice, creating a clear, unmistakable shadow effect on the front of the coin. This isn't like a smudge or a faint line, it's bold. It's loud. And to the trained eye, it's instant confirmation of a jackpot. But remember, condition matters. A coin in mint state, especially graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can command seven-figure prices at auction. And they have. Some have fetched over $1 million in private sales, while others linger in collections, waiting for just the right moment to reappear on the market. Let's be honest, we've all rolled our eyes at a relative who says, "Hold on to your change, it might be worth something someday." Well, this is that day. And Uncle Bob? He might have been onto something after all. So here's where it gets personal. You might be sitting on a penny that could completely transform your life. Pay off the house. Fund your retirement. Take that once-in-a-lifetime vacation. Imagine being able to say, "Yeah, I made $1 million off a coin." Not a cryptocurrency. Not a stock. A literal penny. You don't need to be a seasoned collector or a coin geek to start. All you need is curiosity, attention to detail, and a willingness to look. You already have the potential, you just have to uncover it. Dig through your change jar. Check those rolls from the bank. Examine every 1969 penny you come across with fresh eyes. If you're not sure, get a loupe. Use a high-powered magnifier. And if something looks promising, submit it to a reputable grading service. And here's a thought that'll keep you up tonight. What if that one penny you tossed aside last week was the one? The $1.3 million penny. Gone forever. Don't let that happen again. If this video opened your eyes to the incredible possibilities hiding in your pocket change, hit that subscribe button right now. Because we've got more stories just like this, coins that are quietly changing lives, one lucky find at a time. Drop a comment if you've got a 1969 penny or another rare coin you want help identifying. And don't forget to share this with someone who might be tossing money away without knowing it. You're cleaning out an old drawer, you find a handful of forgotten change, and there it is, a dusty 1975 penny with no mint mark. Most would toss it into a jar or spend it without a second thought. But what if I told you that tiny copper coin could be worth $1.4 million? Yes, you heard that right. $1.4 million sitting quietly in your hand. But this isn't a fairy tale. This is the true story of one of the most astonishing coin discoveries in recent history. The 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that has collectors in a frenzy and sellers cashing in. If you're sitting on one, or think you might be, don't blink. This video might just change your life. And if you're thinking, "Why haven't I heard of this before?" Well, you're not alone. For decades, this coin flew under the radar, overlooked, undervalued, and misunderstood. But not anymore. Its rarity, combined with unique error traits and powerful demand, has catapulted this penny into millionaire territory. Now, let's unravel the mystery, the story, and the massive value behind the 1975 no-mint mark penny. Buckle up, because by the time we reach the end, you'll be digging through every coin jar in your house. The 1975 Lincoln penny was supposed to be ordinary, just another copper coin in mass circulation. But a few rare examples were struck without a mint mark due to a die mix-up at the Philadelphia Mint. These error coins are not only rare but astonishingly pristine, with very few surfacing in the wild. The absence of a mint mark is more than a small detail, it's a red flag to collectors that screams, "Something valuable is here!" Because coin collectors chase imperfections. It's those tiny slip-ups, those rare anomalies, that spark bidding wars and record-breaking sales. When a coin like this escapes into circulation, it becomes the stuff of legend. And right now, the legend of the 1975 no-mint mark penny is heating up the market like never before. Collectors from all over the world are scrambling to find these rare cents. Some are offering more than $500,000 even in circulated condition. One pristine piece recently changed hands at auction for an unbelievable $1.4 million. That's right, a single penny for the price of a luxury home. Now, if you're thinking, but who actually pays that much for a coin? Let me answer that with another question. Why do people pay millions for rare paintings or baseball cards? Because rarity, condition, and historical curiosity converge into something irresistible. And with US coins, especially Lincoln cents, the market is booming. Dealers, collectors, even hedge fund investors are now looking at rare coins as tangible assets that gain value year after year. When's the last time you actually looked at a penny before spending it? Be honest. Probably never, right? Let me guess, you use it to scrape off lottery tickets or level wobbly table legs. Now imagine using a $1.4 million penny to scratch off a losing ticket. Ouch. This is where the story becomes your story. Right now, you might be holding a piece of history. That ordinary penny you almost threw away could be the key to financial freedom, retirement, travel, college funds, or that dream lifestyle you've always imagined. But here's the catch. There are only a few known to exist, and they're being snatched up fast. Every day that goes by is another chance someone else finds one before you do. The excitement is real, and so is the urgency. With demand skyrocketing and prices continuing to rise, this is not the time to sit back and think about it later. This is the moment to act. Check your pockets, look through that change bowl on your kitchen counter, go through old jars, purses, and even Grandpa's coin stash. You never know where one might be hiding. And when you do find something close, get it appraised by a reputable numismatic expert. Don't trust just any offer. Know the value, know the rarity, and know what you have. What would your life look like if you turned a 1-cent coin into $1 million opportunity? Sounds like a dream? For someone out there, it's already a reality. Why not you? If this video lit a fire in you, if you're even just a little curious now about what treasures might be hiding in your home, then make sure you subscribe right now. This channel is your go-to for discovering rare coins, millionaire penny secrets, and smart strategies to turn your forgotten change into real wealth. Hit that like button, share this with someone who never checks their coins, and don't forget to drop a comment if you think you've found something special. Your journey to wealth might just start with the next coin you pick up. Yes, just 1 cent could flip your life upside down and land you squarely on the path to wealth. Imagine going through your coin jar, the drawer you never clean out, or an old piggy bank you forgot existed, and finding a small, copper coin minted in 1988 with a tiny D beneath Lincoln's portrait. Now imagine that same coin being worth not 100, not 1,000, but $1.5 million in today's market. This is the extraordinary world of rare coin collecting, where overlooked change can transform everyday Americans into millionaires overnight. You could be holding history, and not even know it. And by the way, when's the last time you checked your pocket change? Let's rewind time to 1988. The economy was shifting, technology was creeping into daily life, and in the Denver Mint, something unusual happened. Amid the standard production of Lincoln cents, a few error coins slipped through. These weren't just ordinary mistakes. They were extraordinary anomalies, off-center strikes, double dies, and rare planchet errors that made them one of a kind. Struck on a bronze planchet instead of the standard zinc-coated one, this misstep resulted in a coin weighing 3.1 grams, an immediate red flag for any experienced numismatist. Add in a subtle double die on the obverse side, and you've got a coin that commands over $1.5 million at auction. Now, before you rush to the nearest magnifying glass, ask yourself this. Have you ever looked that closely at your pennies? Here's the catch. Most people don't. And that's why this coin is still out there, possibly in circulation, waiting to be found. The reason it's so valuable isn't just the error, it's the rarity, demand, and condition. Coin collectors and investors alike are on the hunt, and prices are climbing as more of these treasures are uncovered and authenticated. We're talking bidding wars, fierce competition, and collectors willing to pay fortunes just to own a piece of American minting history. Now tell me, why wouldn't you want to be part of that? Quick question. Why do we only clean out the couch when we lose the remote or a slice of pizza? Seriously, this isn't just about coins. It's about realizing the opportunity right under our noses. That's the thrill. That's the treasure hunt. So, what happens when someone discovers a 1988 D penny like this? Their lives change fast. From a dusty drawer to $1 million auction house, stories like these are real and becoming more frequent. One man in Arizona found a rare error penny in a tin of old change he inherited from his grandfather. After verification, it sold for 7 figures. And guess what? He wasn't a coin expert. He was a truck driver who just happened to pay attention. The transformation isn't just financial, it's emotional. Imagine the relief of paying off debts, buying your dream home, or setting your kids up for college, all from one coin. It's the kind of real-life magic that blends luck, timing, and a little bit of curiosity. There are still more out there. The US Mint never intended for these errors to exist, which means they never tracked them. So every drawer, every jar, every roll of pennies at the bank holds a chance. A chance that could lead to your $1,000,000 moment. What if the next 1988 penny worth millions is already in your house, and you'll never know because you didn't look? What if that coin sits there for years, collecting dust, while others cash in on the very opportunity you missed? That's the fear of being almost lucky. But it doesn't have to be your story. If this video made you check your change, or made your heart beat a little faster, then you're already on the path. You're not just a viewer, you're a seeker. You're someone who knows that fortune favors the bold, and sometimes the observant. So take this moment to subscribe to this channel. Because here, we don't just talk about coins, we uncover wealth hiding in plain sight. We show you how to recognize value where others see sense. And every week, we dive deeper into coins that could turn everyday people into millionaires. The next treasure could be yours. But only if you know what to look for. Don't wait. Start now. Open that drawer, break that piggy bank, check that coin jar. Because your future fortune could be as small as a penny. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1960 Lincoln penny, the kind you may have forgotten in a jar, tucked in your garage drawer or handed over in change decades ago, could be the very coin that unlocks a life of comfort, freedom, and even luxury. This isn't a fantasy. This is happening, right now, for those who know what to look for. Welcome to today's video, where we uncover the rare treasure hiding in plain sight, the 1960 Lincoln penny with error variations that are shaking up the coin collector world. If you think coins are just for hobbyists or museum shelves, this video will change your perspective forever. And by the end, you'll know exactly why the right 1960 penny can turn a dusty jar of change into a fortune. But before we dive in, ask yourself this. What if you've already spent your $1,000,000 coin without ever knowing it? That little fear? That's the beginning of your transformation, from casual coin owner to informed, strategic seller. Let's rewind the clock to 1960. Dwight Eisenhower was president, gas was 31 cents a gallon, and the Denver Mint was striking millions of pennies as part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series. Most of those coins? Totally ordinary. But a few, just a few, were struck with a dramatic and extremely rare error, the small date over large date variety. This variety occurs when a die from one date style, say, a large date, was mistakenly altered with a small date design. The result? A dual style imprint that only the trained eye can spot. Combine that with a strong D mint mark from Denver, and what you've got is a penny that today's collectors are scrambling to get their hands on, especially in pristine condition. Now, you might be thinking, why is this error so valuable? Great question. Scarcity, demand, and historical context all collide here. The small over large date error wasn't widely recognized until years after mintage, meaning very few examples were preserved intentionally. This delay in discovery created a modern gold rush, as collectors and dealers alike now chase this ghost coin in hopes of securing a jackpot find. The value? In top-tier condition, one specimen fetched $1.6 million at auction, setting records and lighting up the numismatic community with excitement. This isn't just a coin, this is a millionaire maker hiding in a forgotten pocket of American history. And here's the kicker, some of these coins still haven't been found. They're likely sitting in attics, coin jars, or tucked between couch cushions across the country. Could yours be one of them? Now that you know the hidden value in a 1960 penny, the question becomes, what are you going to do about it? This is where the transformation begins. The power of knowledge is yours, but only if you act on it. Start by examining your collection, even if it's small. Check every 1960 penny you own for signs of the small over large date variety. Invest in a magnifying glass, or better yet, have your coins appraised by a professional who understands high-value errors. But don't just take them to any local shop. Seek out certified numismatic dealers or auction houses who specialize in rare U.S. coins. That's how you avoid being lowballed and ensure your coin gets the respect and price it deserves. And here's a question to reset your focus. If you could hand your child or grandchild a single penny that paid for their college, would you do it? That's what this opportunity could represent. One coin. One discovery. One life-altering decision. Let me share a quick story. A man in Ohio, retired, mid-60s, just looking to downsize, found an old coin album from his youth. Inside, a 1960 penny. He almost sold it for face value, until curiosity got the better of him. That coin ended up selling for over $1.5 million at private auction. That's not just luck. That's the reward of patience, curiosity, and awareness. This isn't just about finding a rare penny. It's about shifting your perspective. The coins in your home could represent a second chance, debt freedom, early retirement, travel, or simply the security that so many work decades to achieve. But time is not on your side. As awareness grows, more of these coins are being scooped up by collectors. Prices are rising. Demand is exploding. And soon, only the savviest will benefit. So now, you're not just another person with spare change in a jar. You're a treasure hunter. You're an investor. You're someone who understands the silent value in small things. The 1960 Lincoln penny is no longer just a coin, it's a gateway to a new way of thinking about money, legacy, and opportunity. Before you close this video, do one thing: go check your collection. Look again. Because while everyone else is chasing lottery tickets, you might already be holding a $1.6 million winner, quietly waiting to be discovered. And if you want more insider knowledge, expert strategies, and tips on which coins to hold, sell, or treasure forever, make sure to subscribe. Because every week, we bring you real stories, real values, and real opportunities to turn copper into gold. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes, the biggest fortunes are hiding in the smallest places. Don't let yours slip away. You're cleaning out an old junk drawer, brushing off the dust from forgotten trinkets, and among the clutter, you spot a dull brown penny. You almost toss it aside. After all, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that single coin could be worth $1.7 million? Yes, you heard that right. 1 penny. 1 cent. Now worth nearly $2 million. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But that's the reality behind the 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, an ultra-rare treasure that could be sitting in your pocket, your change jar, or your childhood coin collection right now. Now don't go flipping over every coin just yet, because in the next few minutes, we're diving into the truth behind this incredible era coin, the reasons it's so valuable, and how you can recognize one before it ends up lost in someone else's hands. Buckle up, because this could be the most profitable 10 minutes of your life. In 1982, something strange happened at the U.S. Mint. It was a year of transition, a silent shift in how pennies were made. The mint was moving away from copper and introducing a new composition of copper-coated zinc. Sounds boring, right? But in that process of change, a printing anomaly slipped through the cracks. A no-mint mark penny struck on a copper planchet. Here's the twist. While most 1982 pennies either had a mint mark or were made with the new zinc planchets, one rare version, a Philadelphia minted copper penny, escaped without a mint mark, and it defied all expectations. Only a handful have been confirmed. One of them recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Most people wouldn't even think twice about this coin. It's a simple design, Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing flashy. And that's exactly why this coin slips under the radar of so many collectors. But those who know, those who are watching closely, are actively hunting for it right now. Coin experts and auction houses have confirmed that this penny is not only rare, it's in massive demand. Collectors from around the world are on the lookout for this unicorn of American currency. And here's the kicker: many believe there are still a few out there, hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered by someone like you. There's an urgency to this. Because every day that passes, more and more of these rare coins are either being found, or worse, being unknowingly spent, tossed, or melted down. Would you want to be the person who unknowingly gave away $1 million penny for a pack of gum? That's the fear. That's the emotional sting. But now that you know what to look for, you're already ahead of the game. Have you ever had a moment where you thought, why didn't anyone tell me this sooner? Well, now you can't say no one told you. This coin is real. The value is real. And it's your opportunity now to take this knowledge and turn it into something big. So don't drift, because the next part might just save you from throwing away a fortune. Alright, now let's talk specifics. The 1982 no-mint mark penny that sold for $1.7 million? Here's what made it so special. First, it was struck on a copper planchet, not zinc. The easiest way to tell is to weigh it. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc ones are lighter at 2.5 grams. A basic digital scale can be your new best friend. Second, the coin had no mint mark, meaning it was struck in Philadelphia. That's normal for some coins, but not for this particular composition. It's the combination of copper planchet and no mint mark that makes it so rare. Third, the condition was pristine, graded as near perfect by experts. But even if your coin isn't in flawless condition, it's still potentially worth thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Yes, even a slightly worn one could change your financial future. These coins aren't sitting behind glass in museums. They're in coin rolls, in old jars, in sock drawers, and inside piggy banks across America. But before you jump on eBay or rush off to a local coin shop, pause. Because selling a coin like this the wrong way could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. You need to know how to get it graded, how to authenticate it, and who to trust in the coin market. In fact, in an upcoming video, I'll be revealing exactly how to sell a rare coin for maximum profit, and how to avoid the biggest scams and mistakes that cost people their fortune. Would you sell a diamond at a yard sale? Of course not. So why would you treat $1 million penny any differently? Now that you've learned about one of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history, you've got a decision to make. Will you go searching through your old coins and see what treasures you might be holding? Will you share this knowledge with someone else who might be holding a life-changing penny and doesn't even know it? The 1982 no-mint mark penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of what's possible when you stay curious, pay attention, and take action. So if you're ready to uncover more hidden gems, avoid costly mistakes, and possibly turn your loose change into legacy wealth, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and stay tuned. There are more million-dollar coins out there, and one of them could be yours. Imagine stumbling upon a coin so rare, so coveted, that collectors are lining up with checks and briefcases full of cash just to add it to their vaults. That's not just a fantasy. It's happening right now with the legendary 1970 penny. And here's the kicker: it's not just a rare coin, it's a coin with a hidden error. The kind of error that turns pocket change into generational wealth. Current market value? A jaw-dropping $1.80 million. Now hold that thought. Because what you're about to learn might just flip your financial reality. So stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify it, and how to turn that penny into a fortune. Let's dive into why the 1970 Lincoln penny is so valuable, and why collectors across the globe are practically fighting over it. This isn't just a regular old penny from Denver. No, this is a coin born out of an extraordinary error, one that only a few thousand, possibly just hundreds, escaped the U.S. Mint with. We're talking about doubling errors, striking anomalies, and surface patterns that weren't meant to be there. And for expert eyes, and now your eyes, these are the golden tickets. One of the most prized examples is the 1970 doubled die verse. Under magnification, the date and lettering appear doubled, creating a visual anomaly that's unmistakable once you know what to look for. Now here's the twist: most people overlook it. It's passed down in sock drawers, sits in coffee cans, and hides in old family coin jars. They say treasure hunting is for pirates. Well, welcome to the 21st century gold rush, where your loot might already be in your home. Good. But don't get too comfortable. Because if you sell that coin without knowing what it's worth, you could be giving away a fortune for pennies on the dollar. This is the kind of mistake that keeps people awake at night. And that's why knowledge, your knowledge, is your biggest asset here. Now that you understand the power of the 1970 penny, here's what you need to do. Start by going through your coin jars, your old collections, even those dusty drawers in your parents' house. Look for that small D under the date. And more importantly, look closely for doubling, especially on the words "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date itself. If it looks slightly off, like there's a ghost image behind the letters, you may be staring at $1 million coin. Don't trust just anyone to appraise it. Seek certified grading services like PCGS or NGC. These experts can officially confirm what you've got. Once certified, your coin's value skyrockets, and the offers start pouring in from private collectors and auction houses alike. And here's the beautiful part: you don't have to be a coin expert or a millionaire already to step into this world. In fact, most of the people discovering these coins are everyday folks: teachers, truck drivers, veterans, retirees. People just like you. What they all have in common is a willingness to look closely, to pay attention, and to believe that something big can come from something small. Let's pause for a second. Have you ever tossed a penny aside thinking it was worthless? Feels a bit uncomfortable now, doesn't it? Don't worry, you're not alone. But now that you know better, imagine the regret of skipping over one more coin. You can't afford to leave this stone unturned, and here's where it gets real. These coins are in high demand, so much so that top collectors are placing pre-auction bids just to lock them down. This isn't speculation. It's happening. And every moment you wait could be a moment someone else finds the treasure that should have been yours. Here's what you do next. Grab a magnifying glass, revisit that old change drawer, and start hunting. Because while others are sleeping on the couch, you could be holding a $1.8 million retirement plan in the palm of your hand. The world doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards action. So don't scroll away and forget this. You've just unlocked the door to a whole new world of wealth. And trust me, this isn't the only coin like it. There are dozens more, hidden gems waiting to be uncovered. And that's exactly what we do here. We help everyday people like you find extraordinary value in ordinary places. Hit that subscribe button now and turn on the bell icon, because in the next video, we're diving into another coin that's making headlines and handing out fortunes. You don't want to miss it. The next penny millionaire could be you.